society as a whole. Okay? Now, with me, a lot of targeted people talk about slander campaigns, and yeah, these things may happen, but this really happens with everybody. Like, you could make up a lie and say somebody has a disease or something like that, and then, whatever. You could even blame somebody for sleeping with your baby dad or baby mama, even if they didn't. And, that could be considered a form of slander. Because, when you go around telling people that this one person is involved in, infidelity, or, they are a person you cannot trust, they are sexually deviant or whatever, that could be perceived as a form of slander. Like, now, I've had people go out to cashiers and tell them that I was, like, printing out fake bills and things like that, back in 2018. So I've had this happen. But this was not the first slander campaign that I have had waged against me. So when I was in kindergarten, I had this very, very sick teacher. And it's like, I hated this woman. I forgave her. But she was pretty annoying, to say the least. Like, even though I was well behaved and I didn't really bother anyone, she would always come off as overbearing. Now, you got these other black kids in my classroom. I'm being racist, but I'm just saying the black kids were typically the worst, generally. So you got these other black kids walking around here, kicking over trash cans, painting the walls. Yeah, painting the walls, because we had some paint on the side of the classroom. Dude literally opened the paint up and started, just going to town. Painting the walls, fighting, all these other things. But somehow, even though I was antisocial and very quiet, didn't bother anyone, didn't cause any trouble, it was always all eyes on me whenever she was somewhere around, okay? She always kept her eye on me. Eventually, I traded schools. Like, I just left that school, traded off. I got an NBA trade. NBA has trade-offs. Yeah, I traded off. I left that particular elementary school and I enrolled into another elementary school in the area. And this teacher came to my new principal, who was also a weirdo. He was an ugly dude, had a bald head. He was an ugly dude. I forgot his name. Cannot even remember. But she came to my new elementary school and tried to tell my new principal that I needed to be held back because I was too quiet. And that alone. Now, just realize this. If I were teaching a kindergarten class, I would admire the quiet students, who just wanted to do their work and just graduate, just pass, graduate elementary school and, go on about their lives. But, you got these other kids cussing teachers out, all this other stuff. But yet, it was somehow all eyes on me. A 5-year-old, okay? I'm 5 years old. 4 going on 5, to be exact. 4 going on 5. And what kind of fully grown adult is going to focus on a 5-year-old? I mean, bruh, a 16-year-old is irrelevant to me, okay? An 18-year-old is almost irrelevant. A 5-year-old... Me as a fully grown adult, if you are that focused on a 5-year-old, especially if that 5-year-old is trying to do the right thing, then you are sick in the head. My principal was sick in the head too. My new principal was sick in the head. And basically, she went to my principal. My principal spoke with my mom about this. And it's like, my mom won't even having that. She was like, okay, so he's quiet and, that's the problem? So... it is what it is. My new kindergarten teacher was cool as hell. She was hella cool. And I think let me see, what'd she do? I think she eventually left the school systems. I'm telling you, bro. She left the school systems. I'm not sure why, but she was a pretty good person. Very good person. But, yeah, with me, the slander campaign started a long time ago. And it just gradually continued on throughout my life. Different things, not even anything really serious. People would just talk about how I'm lazy, even though I'm the hardest worker, printing out fake bills. Oh, this guy may steal something. It's just a whole bunch of lies to, I don't even know. I cannot comprehend, what is going on in these people's minds. I cannot comprehend it. I'm a logical thinking person. I'm the complete opposite of mental illness. I'm very level-headed. I'm not even bragging on myself. I'm not the smartest person, but I'm level-headed. I can tell you that. But there's something wrong with these people, and most of them. The slander campaign start at an early age if you are a targeted person. And even the women, I'm going to call them women, who tried to date me in high school, they always had some kind of rap sheet. I'm not talking about, a real criminal record. But one of the chicks who tried to date me ended up having a baby at 16. Okay? The only chick in my school, or in my, in my grade, to have a baby that early. So keep that in mind. Why would she want to date me, all these other guys, who were just in sports and stuff like that? The other chick who tried to date me ended up going into hiding because of some gang-related activities or something like that. That's what I heard. So the two chicks who tried to get with me they just had a very, very strange life, okay? And I've had more try to, talk to me or, how's it going, young man? How's it going, sweetheart? Yeah, whatever. As I said, I'm not dating one of these zombies, bro. I don't even want to date nobody, really. I mean, it is what it is, but I'm not dating one of these zombies. You can stare at my face. I don't want to date you. I don't want to be friends with you. Just stare at my face and leave me alone, okay? These zombies don't deserve my attention, bro. Really. But yeah, organized harassment, or whatever you want to call it, this is not just something that goes after adults. They don't care the age. You got to understand, these people are not all there. They don't care how old you are. They don't care your gender. They don't care about your, they don't care. They just don't care. Now, let me move on to another topic. A lot of targeted people talk about watch lists and things like that. And, just understand that there are plenty of people on real government watch lists, and they are likely not dealing with organized harassment. Now, when I think of a real watch list, I think about, your name being on, or being within some kind of terrorist screening database. Let's say, for example, you try to board a flight and then you end up going through an extensive search. Okay? This will more than likely mean that you are on some kind of watch list. Now, I've never had this problem at all. But I have seen people within the military who had like security clearances, and they would have to go through extra, I'm telling you, they would have to go through extra screening, although they work for the government themselves. So just understand that when you go for these big time security clearance jobs, you may end up on some kind of watch list, typically all the time. Because if you are a part of this system, okay, this system, then, is what it is. You can work for this system, and they'll give you everything you want. Everyone. They'll give you insurance, they'll give you pay, but at the same time, you will be monitored. Okay? So, that's really it. You can end up on a watch list if you work for the Department of Homeland Security, the Department of Justice. If you are within the military and you have a high-level security clearance job, I'm talking to like IT, something like that, then yeah, you may very well end up on some kind of watch list. One or another. And you may likely even find out. But with most targeted people, a real watch list is not going to really exist. You're not going to have problems. Look, I'm just telling you what I know. You are not going to have problems boarding flights. You're not going to have problems purchasing firearms. You're not going to have any problems doing anything. Really, you are just going to have people out and about giving you a hard time. Now, however you want to perceive it, it just really depends. But I can tell you that the harassment just kind of goes hand in hand with the technology. There's technology out there that can monitor your every emotion, your every neurological response physical responses. So if there's technology out there that can do all of this, then if these people harassing you out and about are using this technology, then they will always know how you react, even if you don't physically react. Okay, it's a game of cat and mouse, really. They know how you react, even if you don't physically show it. This is, hey, call me crazy, but this is what makes organized harassment fun for the people doing the targeting. They know how you react, even if you don't physically show it. Think about it. I mean, you know, we've always been told that your thoughts are secret. No, that's not it. Okay, your thoughts are not secret. Your emotional responses are not secret. Even if you think that whatever's going on is community watch, whatever, believe me, it's still tied to very, very advanced technology. There are plenty of pedophiles, drug dealers, and people on the street who need to be watched, but they are not. So just keep that in mind. But yeah, if you work for the beast, you will likely end up on a watch list. No doubt in my mind. And when it comes to society in general, you can blame people, you know, high up in the government, but if you take these small people and put them in a high position, it would be no different. Okay? A person like me, you put me in a high position, things wouldn't be the same. But due to the fact that the people, you know, just out and about, you know, lower level people, just everyday workers, given the fact that they are just like the people up top or the individuals up top, then things never change. You cannot blame the little man and the big man. You cannot blame either one. You cannot blame either group because they are all the same. They are all the same. It's really it. They are all the same. There is no difference in these high up people and these low level people. There is no waking up the people because all of these people are working together. I'm going to tell you something. You know there's something wrong with the majority of the population when they are constantly looking to drain your energy. What do I mean by energy? You know, I've had people come up to me, or individual, I'm tired of saying people. I've had folks, individuals come up to me and they try to talk to me about the elections. You know, yeah, man, I voted for Donald Trump. I voted for Joe Biden. Okay, I was speaking with one guy who voted for Donald Trump. And then he was like, man, I wish Trump had won, you know, no offense. And I was like, oh, you know, I'm going to tell you what else said. I was like, no offense at all. I mean, Trump honestly didn't do that bad of a job. And then he was like, are you sure you didn't vote? Did you vote for Joe Biden? I'm like, no, I do not vote at all. I don't care about the elections. It's all a big joke to me. I told him that straight up. This was like a month ago. I met some random guy at the store. I don't even think he was a so-called stalker either. He was just a random nigga. And put a long story short, when I told him I didn't vote, and when I told him that I didn't have a problem with Trump and he was a Trump supporter, he seemed like he had a problem. He seemed like he was bothered by that. So if I had told him I voted for Joe Biden, would that have made him happy? I mean, would that honestly have made him happy? And I said a month ago, but yeah, basically a month ago, almost a month ago. But this was like right after the elections, like right after. So if I had voted for Joe Biden and I have told him I voted for Joe Biden, I mean, would he have reacted the same way? Or are these people just psychopaths who just love to engage in arguments and engage in, you know, fights and stuff like that? I mean, this is when TIs refer to these people as reptilians. I can kind of see why. I mean, they are just constantly looking for that fear, that negative energy. They are just constantly looking for that negative energy, that fear. This is all they really base their lives on. They have no lives at all. They just go along with politics, race, religion. They engage in every petty fight that takes place. They join these dumbass groups like Antifa, the Proud Boys. It's all stupid. It's all dumb. And these are not high up people. These are lower level people. These are just everyday Joes. But Nevertheless, these random zombies walking around here, they are no different than the zombies working in these high positions. They're all the same. There is no saving any of them. You cannot wake somebody up when they are part of the problem. So, yeah, it's just that these people just want to engage in conflict. They'll tell you that, well, I hate racism. I hate, gender inequality. But at the same time, they love it. They love this shit. When I hear law enforcement talking about, oh yeah, we want to stop black crime, and no, they like black crime. They love that shit. They love riots. These cops will tell you that they hate rioting. Yeah, it's a riot going on. No, they love that. They love going out and, the protesters love doing what they do. I'm telling you, society is just a cesspool. And you wonder why you have so many of these people out and about just trafficking other people. And just harassing other people, orchestrating, systematically trying to ruin their lives. You wonder why. Anyone could easily expose what's going on. These same people will participate in gang stalking because they've been blackmailed or whatever. That's what y'all would say. But at the same time, they'll go to jail for robbing somebody at gunpoint. So either way, if they're going to jail, what's the point? If they're going to jail either way, what would it matter? Y'all give these motherfuckers too much credit. Y'all act like these gang stalking groups are going to harm anybody. They haven't touched you yet. So clearly they ain't about nothing. And if you were able to get the app that they use, like if you had real, credible evidence, it would be over. It would be on the news. It wouldn't just be, a delusion. Oh yeah, you were just paranoid. No, it wouldn't be a delusion. It would be a fact. But you need the app. Recording these people is not going to matter. Making videos about satellites and all this other stuff, it won't matter. You have to obtain the app. You need real key evidence, real physical evidence, real visual evidence that you can use in court and prove that this is a real thing and not a delusion that people just talk about, or a conspiracy theorist boat that people just hop on. You need real proof. Without real proof, you will get nowhere. That's really it. You need the app. If a person's targeting has stopped, I can't really tell you why. I can't really tell you why. Because there is nothing that can stop this type of scenario unless you get the app or program they use and then take it to somebody and get media attention first. There you go. A lawsuit, people outraged. Oh, how could they traffic their own citizens? How could they do this to them? See what I'm saying? So these people who talk about my games are gonna stop, that's not going to help the rest of us. Yeah, that's about it, man. I just wanted to kind of cover a few topics. I'm just rambling on. This is technology, newer weather monitoring. Targeted individuals typically are not going to be on a real government watch list. They may seem that way, but overall, fusion centers, this other stuff is not needed. We live in an era where everything is done via the internet, the dark web. These people could orchestrate a server or their own website dedicated to harassing and torturing people. You got to keep that in mind because the government, yeah, they have power, but at the same time, you got these people who say, well, I ain't gonna snitch on him because I don't want to go to jail. And it happens all the time. You got niggas in prison right now doing 100 years because they didn't snitch. But at the same time, you are a targeted individual and you will go to people and ask for answers and they can give you nothing. But of course, when you are being trafficked, it's a crime. Okay? And if you get caught committing a crime like that, whoo boy, it's going to be pretty bad for your ass. So yeah, I don't really question why they don't tell TI anything because they know what they are doing is illegal. And before you say, well, they are being misled, these niggas ain't being misled. They know your YouTube channel. They know you are speaking out against what's going on. They ain't being misled. These niggas have viewed my every single last video. They may not comment, but they viewed my every single last video. Yours too. They know what's wrong. Nah, they ain't gonna take it down because they don't care. They are narcissists. They are psychopaths. This is a cesspool. Planet Earth is a cesspool. We are surrounded by a bunch of demons, and this is what we see it. We see it. Okay, we see the truth. But yeah, I'm out. Another video. Trying to hit some home runs, man. Peace.